Today you released a video on the THX Monolith THX 8-inch subwoofer,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah. And I
So
changed the title.
you did.
I did.
What was it originally, and then what did you change it to?
Oh, well, it was originally just mono price, whatever, 8-inch subwoofer. And then I was like, well, I'll make it because I talked about fast bass in it. So I was like, I'll put in fast bass in the title. And then about an hour later, I was like, I don't want to do that because I may actually make that a video, and that's not what the video is about. So I don't want people like to click in just for that like 30-second little side topic. I mean, if I'm going to do that, I'll make a real video dedicated to it.
Yeah. Well, definitely, there are some people who bit for sure.
Well, I had people commenting before that, and I thought, well, apparently that's what people are keying into, so I'll title it that. But then I changed my mind.
Yeah, well, actually, there's one comment that seemed like it kind of made sense though. He said like it, something to do with like how it changes from one frequency to another, something like that. I don't know that I'd be able to tell, like how well it changed frequencies. Like if you did a sweep, like that sweep was so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Like that chirp.
Yeah.
That chirp was, oh my goodness.
I think it has as much to do with what you hear in the room based on its location as the alignment of the enclosure. Like if you put it in too small of a sealed enclosure and it's got a high Q peak,
yeah,
or something like around 50 hertz, and that 50 hertz is gonna pop, it's gonna stand out. So it may sound quick or something like that, but
well, I'm surprised actually that you tested it sealed.
Yeah. Well, it came.
I asked Toby about that. I said, why is there a port plug, but there's no spec on there, on their website, because they show all the different EQs.
Yeah.
There wasn't one for the port plug.
Yeah.
And I asked him like, what is that for? And he's like, keep the bugs out, during shipping. I said, really? Like,
really?
That's extra money to, that's a nice port. It's not like they just stuffed anything in there. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah. I wonder how many people, I mean, I guess a lot of them would notice it, but it comes like that. So I was wondering how many people are going to take this out of the box, set it down on the floor, plug in and go, and think that it's ported when they've got it stuffed, because it comes stuffed and they don't take the time to pull. And that little tongue was hard to pull out, was it not? I was just like, come on, fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So it does work with the port plug though.
Yeah.
It definitely still works,
Yeah.
The response doesn't look ridiculous.
No, it doesn't.
But I was telling you privately, and I think I messaged, or I left a comment that I have 3 of those subs, and I really like it. But I immediately switched it over to EQ1.
Yeah.
Because it has the most extension. To me, that's what's so surprising about it. Because I think like the THX EQ is just, the limiter is too restricted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, the output level, is that what you mean?
Well, they're trying so hard to like limit any sort of distortion.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like for the bass, let it have a little bit,
Yeah. Give it like 3 dB more output or something.
Little tiny bit, give it some more extension. That's fine. And they do give you that option there, just by using the little switch. And I prefer to have the one. I think what's the difference? Like THX, I think is a 35 hertz on that sub.
Okay.
And then if you hit it to EQ2, I think it's 30, and then EQ1 is like 24.
Oh, okay.
What's the difference?
Yeah, I might actually retest it with those settings in place. I don't know. I'll see. I'm just not sure, because I have to do a full spin on it, and that takes a while, and I have to be 4 more configurations. I mean, that's time. So
did you get a chance to check it with the satellites?
Yeah. I actually hooked the satellites. Well, not up to it, but to the AVR. And
so satellite plus subs and
just 2 satellites. I didn't use all, because Hobie asked me if I wanted just the sub or the satellites, like the kit, and I was like, just send me the sub, because that's going to be cheaper to send back and forth.
So what did you think when you heard it?
I was kind of, it's hard to say. Like, I was impressed for the output, but dude, I'm used to having like big bass, like in car audio and stuff like that. So, but when you talk about it in terms of size, it does the job, right? It supplements smaller bookshelf speakers. It does what it's supposed to do.
Okay, so how about this then? We both recently, I guess not recently, but a few months ago, reviewed that Cali Audio system.
Oh yeah,
right. So Cali Audio, and then a little desk bass module, and then two concentrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do those two compare in your opinion?
Oh, the mono price is better for sure, in my opinion.
And I think that is probably less expensive, no? $599 for the other one. Cali Audio.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy the whole mono price 5.1 kit for $400 something bucks, right? So
yeah, that's what I thought.
I noticed that they dropped the price on the sub to 2 something. It used to be 3 something, right? And now it's 2 something.
That's what I thought too. I thought like, that's why I had those in that comparison. I switched out the other ones. I'm like, man, this setup is hard to beat. I get to put the sub underneath. I don't have to have a bass module on the top. I'm like, and it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty darn good. I was impressed. I'm getting the, I told you that I'm getting the KEF stuff and I'm getting the SBS micro. So those will be interesting to test out and see, now that I have, because it's hard to test stuff like that and have in terms of data, like you need something to compare to. So you start to get your bearings, right? It's like interpolation. You can't interpolate with just one data point. You got to have 2. And you can start saying, okay, like these are starting to converge. And now I'm starting to see patterns here. And then one of my patrons is sending me, they're sending me the 8-inch JL Audio Dominion subwoofer to test out. I was like, all right, that'll be cool. Cause that's like $1,100 or $1,200, I think, for the one sub compared to 200 something for this mono price. So the JL better be a good bit better. I'm sure the build quality is better.
Yeah.
But I was still, speaking of build quality, I was impressed by the build quality on this little thing. Just the fact that they even braced it. I didn't even expect it to be braced. I really didn't.
How about the rounded? I mean,
like the enclosure
I'm always impressed with that. Like, I don't know how that's done on the cheap.
Yeah.
Because obviously cheap.
Right.
Inexpensive stuff. But like the Andrew Jones stuff back in the day had the rounded cabinet. And it's just like a nice touch. Like, you could have just made it square. That would have been a lot less expensive, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, maybe. But does that help with like resonances to have it rounded like that?
Yeah, it can. I mean, at those frequencies, I don't know because the enclosure is relatively small, but it certainly can. If it were playing higher frequencies, then it certainly can matter more. But like I said, at those lower frequencies, I don't know how much that really matters. It might. All right. If you would like to join us every week on Mondays at, what time is it? About 6 p.m. Central, which is the best time. That's where I am. Make sure you join us at youtube.com/Daily HiFi. We out.